Jim Kwik is a renowned brain coach and memory expert who has overcome significant challenges in his own life. As a child, he suffered a traumatic brain injury at age 5 from a bad fall, which led to migraines, balance issues, and learning difficulties. It took him 3 years longer than his peers to learn how to read. His teacher called him the boy with the broken brain, a label that stuck with him throughout school. Around the same time, Jim's grandmother, who was caring for him, developed Alzheimer's disease. These early experiences with brain health challenges shaped Jim's future path and passion for helping others optimize their brain function. Despite his struggles, Jim was able to transform his broken brain into his greatest strength. He became fascinated with learning about the brain and memory techniques. Over the past 3 decades, he has become a leading expert in brain performance, serving as a brain coach to celebrities, CEOs, and organizations around the world. His mission is to build better brains and leave no brain left behind. Jim shares his Limitless model, which outlines 9 key areas to manage for optimizing your day and brain performance. Learning management. Jim emphasizes the importance of prioritizing learning every day, not just during formal education. He recommends having a to-learn list in addition to a to-do list. Learning keeps our minds sharp and allows us to grow. Jim suggests learning something new each month to challenge your brain. Importance management. This involves identifying your key values and priorities. Jim recommends asking yourself each morning, what are the 3 most important things I need to accomplish today, personally and professionally? This helps direct your focus and energy to what matters most. Mind management. Managing your mindset and self-talk is crucial. Jim emphasizes the power of questioning limiting beliefs and reframing negative thoughts. He encourages analyzing the lies we tell ourselves that hold us back. Implementation management. This refers to managing your actions and behaviors, including habits. Jim notes that about 40% of our day is spent on habitual autopilot behaviors. He recommends being intentional about creating positive habits that serve you. Time management. Jim shares several time management techniques, including task batching, grouping similar tasks together, the Pomodoro technique, focused work sessions with breaks, and the Eisenhower matrix for prioritizing tasks based on urgency and importance. Lens management. This involves managing your focus and attention. Jim emphasizes the power of asking good questions to direct your focus. He shares the technique of asking, how can I use this? Why must I use this? And when will I use this when learning new information to improve retention and application? Energy management. Jim discusses the importance of managing your physical and mental energy through proper nutrition, exercise, sleep, and stress management. He emphasized turning nouns into verbs, not just having energy, but generating energy. State management. This refers to managing your emotional state. Jim recommends having a to-feel list of emotional states you want to cultivate each day. He notes that information combined with emotion becomes more memorable. Surrounding management. Jim highlights the impact of your environment on your mental state and productivity. He recommends creating an organized, inspiring workspace and surrounding yourself with things that bring you joy and motivation. Jim also shares several powerful memory techniques during the conversation. The Memory Palace. This ancient technique involves associating information you want to remember with familiar locations. Jim demonstrates this by having listeners memorize 10 brain-healthy foods by associating them with 10 body parts from head to toe. Turning information into images. Jim emphasizes the power of visualization and creating vivid, even absurd mental images to make information more memorable. The more unusual or emotionally engaging the image, the more likely you are to remember it. Chunking information. Breaking larger pieces of information into smaller, manageable chunks can improve recall. Jim demonstrates this by grouping the 10 brain foods into pairs associated with each body part. Jim shares several key factors for maintaining and improving brain health. Nutrition. Eating a brain-healthy diet rich in foods like avocados, blueberries, broccoli, eggs, leafy greens, salmon, turmeric, walnuts, and dark chocolate. Exercise. Regular physical activity is crucial for brain health, increasing blood flow and promoting neuroplasticity. Sleep. Prioritizing good sleep habits is essential for cognitive function and memory consolidation. Stress management. Chronic stress can negatively impact brain health, so developing coping mechanisms is important. Continuous learning. Challenging your brain with new information and skills helps maintain cognitive function. Social connections. Maintaining positive relationships and avoiding negative influences can impact brain health. Mindset and beliefs. Cultivating a growth mindset and challenging limiting beliefs can unlock your brain's potential. Jim emphasizes that genius is not born, but built through disciplined practice and proper training. He encourages listeners to question limiting beliefs about their intelligence or abilities. He shares his own journey of overcoming the broken brain label to become a world-renowned brain coach as an example of how our struggles can become our greatest strengths. Throughout the conversation, Jim highlights the transformative power of asking good questions. He shares the concept of a dominant question, a question we unconsciously ask ourselves repeatedly that shapes our perception and experiences. He encourages listeners to be intentional about the questions they ask themselves and to use questions as a tool for directing focus and improving learning. Jim stresses that knowledge alone is not power. It only becomes power when applied. He recommends spending an equal amount of time implementing new information as you do consuming it. This could mean practicing memory techniques, trying out new habits, or applying learning strategies in your daily life. Jim shares a powerful habit of intentionally looking for joy and magic in everyday moments. He encourages asking questions like, "How can I make this moment even more magical?" to shift your perspective and increase happiness. Similarly, practicing gratitude can have significant benefits for brain health and overall well-being. Jim and the host discuss the limited nature of time and the importance of making the most of each day. They emphasize that while we can't control how much time we have, we can control how we use that time. Optimizing your brain function through the techniques and strategies Jim shares can help you make the most of your cognitive abilities and live a more fulfilling life. Jim closes the conversation with inspiring words for anyone feeling limited or struggling with self-doubt. He emphasizes two key points. 1. You are 100% responsible for your life. While you can't always control external circumstances, you can control your mindset, motivation, and actions. 2. Everything is figure-outable. When you commit to something and believe in your ability to find solutions, you're much more likely to overcome obstacles and achieve your goals. Jim reminds listeners that they are enough, just as they are, and that their uniqueness is their superpower. He encourages everyone to make choices that would make both their younger self and their future self proud. Overall, the conversation with Jim Kwik provides a wealth of practical strategies and inspiring insights for optimizing brain function, improving learning and memory, and living a more intentional, fulfilling life. By applying the Limitless model and incorporating the memory techniques and brain health practices Jim shares, listeners can take significant steps towards unlocking their brain's full potential.